Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of your Daily Dose. Today, we have a bit of a Discord special. One of the patrons asked, hey, could you check out our account, see if you can prioritize or optimize any of the builds, and let us know just in general what you think. So, a big shout out to you, Prophet. Thank you so much for giving us access. It often comes up in conversation about what nation you want to build for. And to be fair, all nations are equal, which sounds a little bit odd, but it's true. When you start out, pretty much all nations are equal. But when you think of it in terms of progress, there are nations that are easier to progress with, and Wei Nation is definitely one of them. But I hear a lot of players say, oh, you should go with SHU. So I guess this will be a bit of a sneak peek into what a in-game SHU nation starts to look like in terms of global. And this can probably help you decide whether or not you actually think that that is the truth anymore. Now, what's the word? No cap, no doo doo on this guy's account. It's the real deal. I did make only a couple of small alterations in formation and, of course, some of the artifacts. I decided to go with running Moonlight Fan on Old Mage here. Just because I feel like 7-star sword is a waste. I went with Dragon's Lance again on Old Mate Guan Yu because he still has a little bit of burst potential to back up Zhang Fei when he doesn't kill the front line. So for those that don't know, Zhang Fei starts out with 100 hatred, meaning he does his ultimate ability round 1. And generally speaking, he will kill most of the enemies unless they're around equal power to you. And then it starts to become a little bit of an uphill battle. So the more support he has with front row damaging is going to help him out the most. Absolutely, I believe a Serpent Halberd is great. Now, you do have your offensive relics, which is fantastic. I believe you probably will start to work towards mythicizing them. And that, you look, honestly, it's just going to take you a long time. It's going to take you a long time. You'll get there. Iron Skin works well for him too, just because you want to keep him alive a little bit longer. I can't fault this one. You're going to see where I throw him in the rotation, the new formation that I'm going to run with him. But to be fair, it works. Trying to get him resurrected works. But the main thing that I would say for this account is, interestingly enough, you did build this guy quite offensive. It's okay. It's all right. Just be mindful that Jiang Wei is not a offensive hero. So you don't expect him to kill anyone, but he certainly is going to be very, very hard to die himself. He will kill a couple of the weaker legendary heroes because that's the reality of the game. But in general, he's more of a tanky hero. He's more of a I'll chip away at you and hope for the best. And if I can outlast you, then I'll win sort of thing. Situationally, it's not bad. He's not bad. He's not terrible. Everyone's going to build him anyway that you're going to play SHU with. So I guess suck it up while you can. As for all of your accessories, I did check them out. They all look good. My recommendation is to start working on Imperishable Soul Forging. Try to get that up as high as you can and then start to focus on transformation. So if you want to transform your character, I mean, plus 15 makes sense. Let's be honest. I feel like plus 15 is good for your stages here. Gear-wise, look, honestly, transformation, it's gonna be costly, but work on those ones. You can decide if you want to go with the one with your HP lower than the target, you get damage, or if your HP is above the target, you get additional damage. Really, that's for you to decide which is your play styles you like. Personally, though, this one is the best one. When your HP is below 50%, you do more damage. Do that one. Do the fire. Fire is much better. Fire is much better. Arguably, you could go fire or water here. It's up to you. It's absolutely up to your playstyle. But I would start to work on getting those ones, particularly for Old Mate Zhang Fei. Because as you're going to see in this next battle, which I finally tracked down, he does struggle a little bit of killing the enemies. And granted, he's only 1 star, so I understand. But still, it is a bit of a reflection. A little bit of a reflection about, we all just assume if we have high power levels that we're going to do wonderful stuff. But the reality is that's not always the case. So I did find a guy or a girl with 127 billion, very much close to our power level. And of course, surprisingly, they are running SHU Nation as well. So let's jump in here and give these guys a fight. We'll do a couple of these attempts and then we will probably end with our recommendation. It's not going to be a long video. In terms of showcasing it, though, hopefully this will give some people an example of what SHU Nation will do. So I'll just narrate a little bit. Obviously, he starts out, he does chunk them down to half health, which is impressive. Now, you'll see why I went with Zhu Liang as the mid, as his mid core team, and that's to get the AoE rage reduction and the AoE ability to silence. Because we managed to silence March Out, it's pretty good, and that of course leads into Moonlight Fan. Guan Yu still at full health, which is fantastic. He's really just there to absorb damage and do a little bit of damage, and of course mess around with Quillian because you kind of want. I mean, I didn't plan it this way, but it works out that he can mess around with old mate Jiang Wei up the back. He can distract Jiang Wei basically. Him and Xiao Xiao can both be his distraction. Now, this is not always going to be the case, and obviously it depends on the situation of the enemy team. If you really want to maximize it, you're going to have to decide whether or not that approach works for you. But we should be able to kill a couple. Yeah. And then, of course, you're going to taunt the top row, and this Jiang Wei is going to taunt the bottom row. It's all working out quite nicely. So he absorbs the damage, he does that, and then of course Marshal's probably going to die next. Yep, he's very close to death. And ironically, Xiao Xiao, he took a bit of a hit there, but I mean he's still got that talisman. There's always a 50-50 that he's going to resurrect again. Unfortunately, he got taunted, which is a problem. When Zhang Fei gets taunted, it is going to be a bit of a problem for this team. But maybe, just maybe we can pull it off. Another thing that you'll have to work on is your legendary relics. Oof, he's doing no damage. Oh, that's not good. So as you can probably tell, the fight goes on and Zhang Fei is not doing very much damage. He's got a lot of rage stacks, but he's not doing really much damage at all. CC, yes. At least we got one of them. Damage reduction. I think we should be good. I feel confident that we should be good to take this guy out. But in saying that, could we make this any better? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know, of course, what sort of power range you are working with SHU Nation wise, because obviously things change depending on your power level. It's pretty indicative of whether or not you have all the fancy stuff, but I still feel like this was better than running. We're gonna run your formation against them. Let's run the one that you were currently running. I won't go ahead and try to run the same like artifacts. We're not gonna swap out the artifacts or anything. But you were running it like this. You went this one. You went that one. You went like that. I believe that was correct. You went Gao middle and then Zhu Liang last. All right, let's try that. Let's see if there's any great difference in terms of performance. So ideally you want the freeze, but is that going to work? I mean, I can see the advantage of running old mate Jiang Wei. Evasion. Good, we got the silence off. That's important. Hmm. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, but at the same time, is it really optimal? I mean, this guy really isn't he's not freezing very many, which is kind of weird. Huh. I'm pretty sure Xiao Xiao's freeze rate at 0 stars is really low. And before you say he's not 0 stars, yes, he is 0 stars because this guy doesn't have any mythic outfits. So he's definitely 0 stars. So he must have really low freeze chance. Huh. He got two. He got two. That's all right. I still don't know. I still don't know if I like the other setup or this setup. It looked really promising in the beginning, but now it's slowed down. It's slowed down to nothing. And then he got reset again. That's painful. Mm. All right. Well, there was more alive with that formation. We'll try one more with the other one then and see whether or not you like it. But this is pretty much just a showcase of what an endgame SHU versus SHU is. What do you think? Do you find this to be? Is this what you anticipated your SHU Nation to look like? Now, I will go and fight. I think some other ones that are a little. We'll do a couple of fights where they're above us, just so you know, obviously the power difference. But it is very hard to find people that are around our power level. Excuse me. I think you really need. You're gonna need your Venom Voodoo one for the additional damage. I would recommend getting that one first and sticking that on. I would stick that on Jiang Wei. So the legendary one, don't go with Seduce because you don't really need that. I would go with Venom Voodoo first for that additional magic damage, which scales based on attack. So, I mean, it's 50-50 now. We're pretty much equal. We're equal. We're both one down. Now we're two down, and we should kill one more. Nope, not quite. Equal again. And he got seduced. Very annoying. But seducing only delays the inevitable. Nice taunt. Hmm. These are long fights. These are long fights, but this is like shoe versus shoe basically. So maybe we can find somebody else. Be interesting to see how this nation works against Warlord. Would be cool to see. I don't think we're going to find any warlords though. That's the problem. It's weird. It's so weird. It's like the community. They all go, "Oh, you have to build Shu, or you have to build like Wei," and you're like, "Oh yeah," but trust me, when you get to endgame, the, everything looks different. Everything is very very different towards endgame. Mid game, enjoy it, play what you like, but I mean, this guy is just tanky. I mean, we already knew that on the hybridation. This guy is just a tank. He takes so much damage, but he really just doesn't do damage. That's his biggest flaw. I mean, unless he's counter attacking, he's really just not doing anything that's good. I mean, he gets shut down with silence, which is pretty much everything, and he can also be taunted as well, which means that he just dies. He just dies. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully, for those that are watching, they found that semi-informative. Q Nation, it's nice. It's a nice nation. Is this one anywhere close? That's an what do you got? Oh, you've got Wu. Okay, let's fight Wu. Um, let's see if this is going to be any different. Unfortunately, again, the power gap is just too big. But what can you do, right? I tried my hardest. You one shot at him. All right, we're not going to keep terrorizing people, but that's a snapshot into somebody around the same equal, very very close to the power levels, I would say. You could run this however you like. If you want to go back to your old formation, look, that works too with Xiao Xiao in the middle. Realistically, there's nothing to change here. The problem with Shu is like most nations, it's just going to fall off after the initial couple of hits. It takes a very long time for it to build up damage. You've got to remember that Zhang Wei is purely a tank. He's not meant to kill people. Even if you run this setup on him, I mean, it's very rare that you're going to see him actually kill too many people outright. I mean, this here Whale Slayer could proc, and it's not too bad when it does because it has the chance to slay enemies with 20% HP, which is fantastic. But the reality is, you're going to be building your entire team around this guy. This guy is going to be your one man nation, kind of like Lu Bu was for Warlord, Natashi Shi is for Wu. I mean, this is your one man nation here. Liao Zhang, of course, for Wei Nation. You really need to build this guy up, and the only way technically to do that is to start working on getting his transformations, additional damage bonus stacks. I would work on trying to. You could get Voodoo. You could do with the Voodoo charm just because it does magic damage to two of the enemies with the highest HP, and it stacks and scales with his attack, which is important. But you could do Seduce as well if you really want to. If you're going to do Seduce, throw it on this guy over here. Uh, where is he? Throw it on him. Just make him just an absolute annoying character to fight. If you want to do it, throw Seduce on this guy here. He's just going to add layers of annoyance. Add layers of annoyance, I'm telling you. But yeah, just be mindful. There's not too much else that you can do. Beast-wise, let's check this out. So you're running Thunder Beast, makes sense. Kyrian, Cyan Rook, Heaven's Dragon, Karkadon. Pretty stock standard. I really wouldn't recommend swapping any of these ones out. As you know, you're already progressing towards getting this 7-star, which is great. 7-star there, 7-star there. Alternatively, I mean, if you want to start working towards getting it to 7-star, that just means an additional layer of vulnerability. Totally up to your pocket whether or not that's worthwhile. Personally, I would say no, but you know, that's to be honest, this is going to get swapped out for the next Divine Beast, which is of course going to be our Thunder Kitty. Our Thunder Kitty. And let's be honest, everyone's going to be going with the Thunder Kitty. Okay, Pixu, whatever your name is, Pixie, old mate Pixie, the Thunder Cat, he's going to be the one that we're going to go for. Obviously, it's not going to show us the next one that he's blessed with. Can you demonstrate what he does? Let's see a demo. So he attacks the front row. He does some buffs. Well-rounded damage reduction, shield, attack bonus. Very good. So you're going to be playing with him and you're going to link him up with the Cyan Rook. So just be mindful of that. In terms of gear-wise, as you know, try to start to work towards your transformation, especially for Guan Yu, I would say. In your bag, you pretty much used everything, which makes absolute sense. Would I recommend pushing up this guy? I think you could probably keep him at 5-star, to be honest. You really don't need to push. If you want to finish off Gao, that's absolutely up to you. But the reality is you're probably going to start focusing on getting this guy up to 5-star or 7-star. I mean, it makes sense. I don't feel like you need to go drastic and go hibernation. It's not really necessary on this account. If you did go hibernation, I would strongly recommend Wei. I would recommend Wei. I would recommend going with the fat dude. The fat dude that got skinny. Where is he? I would strongly recommend going with where is he? Come on. I know his name. SHU, the fat dude that got skinny. I would recommend going with Tiger Heart guy and absolutely War God Liao Zhang. If you were ever going to go balls deep, I would recommend going with those two. Granted, I mean you don't have to. That's the point. Don't get it twisted. If you're thinking like, what am I missing? It's really just burst DPS. It's burst damage. Zhang Fei, when you're stacking up high enough, you should be able to take out the front row of your enemies anyway. Round one, I mean, you are getting him down. You are getting the enemies down to around 2/3 of their HP anyway. So it's just that little bit of edge over it, I guess. You could mess around and try to run him with. Here's the thing. You could mess around and try and run him with this instead of the Serpent Halberd and swap it out that way and see if you could do that. Why don't we do that for now? Why don't we? It's not optimal, but let's see if we could. Let's see if we could do that. Co-op. Let's see if that works. 7-star. I want to see if we can burst that guy down. I want to see if we can one-shot his front row doing this. Probably not. Well, let's be honest. It's probably not going to happen. Do I want to? I don't want to kill him though. All right, perfect. We're not going to kill him. Same formation. We'll go like that. Let's see if we can one round burst him. This is not optimal. We're just testing this out, just out of curiosity. Slow it down a little bit more. All right, here we go. Big damage. Can we get some damage? Oh, not quite. Damn it. So he didn't one round burst them. He nearly killed Liu Bei. He nearly killed him. Interesting. We'll just watch this. I feel like we're probably gonna win this anyway, but we'll see who we kill first. We'll see who dies first. And for those that are wondering, if you do run your mythic hero in slot 3 or slot 4 or 5, they automatically get all their hatred back. So you don't necessarily have to run the mythic weapon that gives you 100 hatred at the beginning of the battle. Just be aware that it just depends on what slot you run them. So you can get away with it where they get their ultimate ability still round 1, although their position will have to line up for that. So let's see if Zhang Fei can wipe them out. Slot 1, can we see anyone? Oh no. Oh no, he got silenced. Silence is still annoying. Don't let anyone tell you it's still not annoying. Taunted. I think he's going to die. This could be the first time Zhang Fei died. Woof. And he got resurrected. Thank you, game. Alright. Still does the taunt. Very nice. Then he dies. We might lose this. We might lose this one. Come on, Shasha. Freeze everyone. Do your job. I put you there for a reason. No, nobody. You froze. No, you failed me, dog. You failed me, puppy dog. Come on, man. And then you die. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Nope. This could be the end. Could spell the end for us. Didn't resurrect. Nice. We got lucky there. I don't think we can win this. Nope. We definitely lost this one. Alrighty then. Okay, so that's probably an epic fail. I think we'll go back to not running that on this guy here. Zhang Fei might need his extra. He might need his extra his damage. Let's just remove that and then change that. Well, hopefully this has been semi-informative / entertaining for you as well. Really, there isn't too much to optimize on this account that I can tell. To be fair, I feel like you're just working towards getting all of your gear sets anyway. Your charms, however, would probably be the biggest one that I would recommend working on. Try to start getting your legendary or mythic charms, I should say, not your legendary, your mythic ones. That's going to help you out a lot. Which one would I recommend? That just depends. I feel like, where is it? Okay, come on. You're really not going to do it? No. Come on, game. I'm pressing the button that goes down. There we go. Far out. World Pin Charm. Highest rage. 35% chance to reduce target's rage by 2. 70% chance for reduced rage. All heroes gain damage reduction. Buffs. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, but I don't think you'll be able to build this, guys. So what about this one? Let's check this out. Combo might ignore defense, HP increased by 4% of heroes' damage increased. Damage increase is nice. That's good. Damage increase is good. Let's see what it actually does though. Attacks all heroes, lowers HP, higher damage, extra damage to 2 enemies with lower HP. Damage increase to all your heroes. Yeah, damage buff. This sounds solid. I feel like this is probably one of the ones that you could focus on next, particularly in the arms race. But anyway, let us know in the comment section down below, how would you run your SHU team? Would you make any adjustments yourselves? Do you feel like maybe it's not as good to run Jiang Wei with, offensively speaking? Like, I just feel like he's really much more of a tank. But of course, Zhang Fei, I'm excited to see exactly what you could do with that guy, certainly as you progress and get him up a little bit higher. But at the moment, everything looks pretty damn good. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I'm pretty sure you would have pushed all of your ones. Yep, so you pushed as high as you can, which is fantastic. There's really nothing else to do, is there? So honestly, is there military debate? Have you done all of those? You've already done all of those? Oh, fantastic. All right, well, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.